is in my hands.
You foolish man. I am a Jito Ryo master. Allow me to reunite you with your ancestors.
Unbelievable destructive power.
Soundstripe. Soundstripe.
What's up, everyone? Another Yui here. How you guys doing today? It's another. Hey, we're here. We're in episode 19 of Noonami. So, yeah, I got my favorite little fun co-host here, Obadiah. He's kind of sleeping kind of lounging at the moment right now. You know, just a chill and everything else. So, other than that, that's who that is. But anyways, so How you guys doing today? Like I said, we're here. It's another episode, another day. Just another adventure. So, off the top, real quick before we go into, I almost didn't get a chance to do an episode today because I had no internet. Luckily, I was able to pay the bill for it and everything else and get some internet, so I'm back up. I was gonna have a recording for you guys a little early, but our funny baby, our little co-host over here, kind of took too much of my time. Couldn't really do much. So I tried to do the best of try to get something started, but apparently, yeah, I was able to get it up. We're up and running, so we're good. We're basically up. So I hope you guys are actually having a great Friday. It is August 9th. Or August 8th, I'm sorry. Oh shoot, that reminds me. I gotta wish someone a happy birthday. Basically I gotta give Obadiah's godmother a happy birthday wish. I kind of was so busy with so much stuff, yard work and everything else because I am getting a lawnmower and edger and stuff like that. So my garage was getting kind of high, and I didn't want the people hitting us up and telling like, yeah, your grass is high, different things like that. So yeah, I had to kind of at least get the front set up before I work on the back, and plus kind of play around with the lawnmower and stuff, so I can get an idea how it works. It works fine. It's electric, so that's a plus. I don't have to worry about buying gas. The only problem was that since the grass was getting high and it's been raining for this whole entire week, it got high, so it kind of took a little bit more time. And that's him just making noises. Huh, buddy? Making noises for us? Making noise for us? Well, he's kind of got his thumb like on his nose, his nostrils. But yeah. So, again, welcome. So sorry, I'm kind of like rambling at the moment at the start as he's being him. So, so let's get into our icebreaker, which is usually always the same, which is where am I currently watching. So I am kind of bouncing around on a bunch of animes. There's a good amount of stuff I have been trying to work on and trying to play catch up with because again, I had no internet, but I was still watching stuff on my tablet and my phone because they have, they're through T-Mobile and I actually can use them. So it works out perfectly. So the animes I've been kind of working on, as I was going to say I was going to do the recording, since our topic is going to be on Hero, which is the first, we're going to be focused on the first 5 episodes and my opinion, what's going on and everything else. But I have been watching Hero, season 4. So I watched the latest episode of that. Like I said, I almost was going to do a recording on it, without watching the 5th episode, but thank goodness I waited and decided to watch it. So I did watch the 5th episode. So that was actually good news for me. So I can put a little bit more of my opinion to it and different things like that and what is going on. So I'll go into more details with that. So yeah, I'm watching Seal Hero. I'm not going to go into more details. That's going to be our topic mainly for today with some other stuff. I am also checking out which something we were taught last episode, which is I kept saying the name wrong. It's actually Clevitis. It's the name actually. It's the correct name. So I've been watching Clevitis. I actually held off on one episode on episode 5. So now I watched episode 5 and going into at least a good halfway part episode 6. So I kind of know what's now happening and setting up the next stage of things. So that's actually a great thing right there. So I'm watching that. Let's see what else I'm actually watching because I'm going through my list of stuff. What was this called again? I keep forgetting the name of it in my head. Radicus does not dream of Santa Claus. So that's also another one I'm still checking out. I'm enjoying the heck out of it. I'm enjoying the heck out of it and everything else. So that's actually a great anime. I'm still watching because again, it's one of those animes I have to pay attention. I was really anticipating that. Also checking out My Dress Up Darling season 2, where now I can't wait for this next episode because we're about to really get to something very interesting. I don't know if it's going to be if it's this episode or next week's episode because this is the one episode. This is the parts I'm very excited for because I have read the manga for it and I know what happens here, but I definitely want to see the animation of it because I want to see how they are going to implement this part and how it plays out compared to just reading. Like reading it was great and everything else, but now after we get to fully see an animation form is great. So I can't wait to see how it plays out. So that's another thing on my list. So I can't wait to see this tomorrow's episode. If not tomorrow, the next week. It's 1 to 2 because I'm just curious where they're gonna which one it is, because I know I'll explain the more details when we get into Superhero and then when I explain about certain things. With that one. Another one I'm checking out. There's because I'm by myself today, so like I said, I had no one. Vito could have been on, but like I said, I wasn't sure if I was going to actually have internet and I was going to do recording, if it was going to be up or not. I wasn't sure, so that's why I don't have no one with me today. So besides over there. But I'm not mad about it. It's just certain things. If certain things happen, we're just trying to make sure, because I'll explain more details at the end and everything. So let's see. I think the other 3 I was watching is, for some reason, they kind of not give this as a really good they kind of gave this not a great anime, but I still think it's actually interesting because I think it's because the concept of it and everything else. Ugly Mug Epic Fighter, I'm sorry. So this is actually a very interesting anime, and I thought it was really I thought it was gonna be stupid just hearing the name. I was like, it sounds stupid, whatever. Surprisingly, it actually caught my attention. It really has. So it's been doing good for what it is. We are actually, if I'm not mistaken, we're basically 5 episodes in. So we get the 6th episode this Sunday. So I kind of get to see some new surprises happening, because I think as we're getting character development and understanding certain things and the concept of what's happening, I think we're understanding a little bit more about certain people and the whole concept of that. I can't go into it. I want to go into a little bit of details, but it's like it kind of ventured out to the topic I wanted to bring up, because we have 2 specific topics. And it's hard to explain. I'll go into more details. Like there's certain things I want to say, especially explaining about this one, but I'll go into details a little more when we go into the main topic. So, but yeah, this is definitely one of the good animes. I was very surprised by it. Some people may not like it. I like it for what it is. It's interesting. It caught my attention, and I was just shocked by it and the story behind it, and the character development and everything else. So there's that. The other one I'm checking out is Scooping Up by an S rank adventures. So this is also an anime I actually have read. I don't remember where I left off of reading the manga, but I do remember certain parts that's happened into it and everything else. So I am curious about the situation, and I do like to see, because up to where we're at now, which is the first 5 episodes, I already knew what was happening. I kind of like seeing it in animation form. It's like, okay, cool. I know what's happening. I know what's going on. This is what's happening. This and that and the third. So I'm like, all right, cool. We know what's up. So I'm actually happy about that. Know what's happening. I kind of had to remember how far did the main, when I was reading or kind of listening more, how far it got, because I don't remember. So I'm just curious about it. You want to play with something, don't you? Yeah, you want this? With the nuts? God dang it. So much for that. Oh, dang it. I hate when you drop your binky. Trying to get him entertained. So I guess, yeah, he sees my mouse and mine's kind of glows and stuff. He's just playing with my other one I have. That's actually a backup. It used batteries, but there's no batteries and he can't control it. So that's good news. Yeah, so sorry. So yeah, so I like this one. It's actually interesting, but I kind of knew what's going on. And I think the last one, there's a few other ones, but there's the other one I finally played the catch up of it, and I'm very curious about. Dealing with the Mikado sisters is a breeze. So this one, I like this one. I like where we ended with episode 6. I was kind of put it on hold for a minute, and then after seeing the 5th episode, like starting the 5th episode, the setup, and something happens that lead into the 6th. I was like, this actually was good to start watching it now and decide to see what happened, because in episode 5, the father makes an appearance and talks to the daughters, and that mess was kind of interesting. And then after certain things happened that led into the sixth, that certain things happened in the fifth episode that led into the sixth. It was like a perfect setup, perfect smooth like flow to go in, because I was just like, oh, okay. I was like, this is interesting. Like, wait, you want to do what? Hold on. Okay, let's see what's going on here. So I like it. I do have the manga to read if I want to, but I'm not going to read it until this anime is complete. I think it's gonna be 12 episodes, I think, but I feel like it should be more. But I think it's gonna be 12, so we're just gonna leave it at that. But yeah, I'm just gonna kind of roll with that in the punches with that and everything else. But as far as that, there's other ones I'm checking out, like season 2 of The Seventh Prince to what is this right here? Betrothed to My Sister's Ex, which there's a story behind that, which it sounds like that don't make any sense. That sounds wrong and dirty. No, there's a story behind it, and the first episode kind of explains it very nicely. I have not got a chance to check out Dun 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 season 2. I still have to finish the last 3 episodes of season 1. I did look on X, and there was a clip of something, and it was like a music. It was like, I didn't know if I was watching a music video or something, which I think it was the latest episode. And I got to hear the music, which was actually dope. And I was like, all right, I'm kind of want to see this episode, but I need to watch the whole anime and see what's going on, what's cracking with it. There's some stuff here like A Couple of Cuckoos season 2. I still need to work on season 1 because it's 24 episodes. I'm still halfway. I'm literally about halfway of that series. As I sit here and see this in my list, I'm still mad because I want to watch this. The Fragrant Flower Balloons with Indignance. I think I may be saying it wrong. I gotta wait until September 7th to actually watch the whole thing, which makes me mad. I don't want to go on Netflix, but I have no choice to watch the whole thing, so it makes me. But we are going to be bringing this up a little later in our topic for a different reason. So, yeah. So, if there's any of these that, if you guys actually find any animes or that you guys like whatsoever, definitely check it out. Let me know in the comments, everything else, and go from there. So, let's get started with our news. So, I had, before my internet went down, there were 2 I had checked out, and I was very, very excited for these specific 2 before anything else. So I'm going to bring these up first before going to the newer ones I had. So I definitely had these saved up for, because these were definitely something I was looking forward to. So, so let's start off with this one right now. So, so for all you big Suikoden fans, and that's me, yours truly, because I'm a big fan of Suikoden. I love the stories behind the first 3, basically. The first 3 Suikodens have always been my favorite. The 4th one was okay. I just didn't like the concept of being on a boat, traveling, getting 108 stars, different things like that. It was one of those things like, I like Suikoden. I do like the person's forgot who actually does the work for the games. She definitely did that, and I think after the 5th one, I think it kind of went downhill. It kind of like, I think when the 5th one came out, she was like, actually, I think maybe her about how people didn't like the 4th one because you're on the boat the majority of the game, like all the time, you're on the boat and traveling to different like lands and different stuff and getting 108 stars and stuff, and it was kind of like whatever. And I think she kind of went like, okay, half the time, there's sometimes you're basically going to be on the boat on the 5th one. There's half the times you're going to be on the boat and half the times you're not. So, and again, I am going to apologize if I'm talking super duper fast. That's just how I am. I talk like that on to make it sound like I don't make any sense. And why it did this just say, that's funny. I just saw something come to my attention. Sorry, I just saw something. It was just funny. I was like, wait, what? That's funny. Sorry, something threw me off guard when I was looking at the chat. I was like, wait, what? That don't make no sense. But anyways, it threw me off guard. But anyways, so yeah, so for Suikoden fans, like if you're a big fan of the Suikoden series whatsoever, rejoice, because we're actually getting anime. So so basically the news we have today is Suikoden the anime debuts in 2026. So next year we're basically getting a Suikoden anime. So it states here that the official X Formulas Twitter account for Suikoden the anime, the adaptation of Konami's Suikoden 2 game story. Oh, now this actually this got my attention super well. Let's see, yeah, Suikoden 2 game story launched in Tuesday and announced that the anime will debut in 2026 and also reveals a new image visual. So we have an image of it. So we have it just says Suikoden the anime, and it basically looks like it's new characters, but it's supposed to be based off of yeah, it is based off of the second one because I'm reading. So let's see. I'm looking at something, reading to make sure it actually is. So it says Konami describes Suikoden 2, our story's hero and his friend Joan. So I'm not gonna go into details. I'm not gonna read. I'm just looking at certain specific things, and sure enough, it is based off of Suikoden number 2, which is actually one of the greatest series. Although I'm not going to argue with anyone because some say 1 is better, some say 3 is better, some say 2 is better. But I say the first 3 altogether are my favorites, especially 3. Like 1 and 2, 1 kind of caught my attention slowly. It just kind of built on it. But 2 totally sold me the most because of the story behind it and everything else, and made me go real deep into the game itself and the lore behind it. Suikoden 3 I like because it gave you the option you got to play 3 specific characters with 3 specific what's the word I'm looking for? 3 specific stories, but they all connected together until you get to a certain point. So that was one of the things I definitely liked about number 3, because you got to play 3 different characters with 3 different storylines. Although when it gets to a certain, although they're going to end up meeting with each other, and it leads into one big story. I do have the remaster, I think. Yeah, I do have Suikoden 1 and 2 HD remaster. I do have it on PS5. I'm still working on number 1. I am taking my time with it, playing it the way it is and everything else. And I think I'm playing it on hard mode, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm actually taking my time with it, enjoying it for what it is. I'm not trying to rush it. I am going to play with a guy because of the fact of I do want to go for this 100% trophies. I want to do it in one go. The same thing with number 2, but I want to enjoy both at the same time. But I want to do it correctly and not just half butts, pause. I don't want to just cut corners or different things. I just want to do it the correct way and actually do it right. So that's how I want to play that. One day I do want to go and play number 3 again on PS2. I think it's PS2 or PS3, 1 or 2. But I do have the original copy of it, so I do want to go back and replay that over again, just because of the nostalgia of it and everything else. So there's that. So there's that one. So in other news, here's my next one, which is something I had as well. So I know I've been kind of meant to work on doing more streaming for Alteria Eumeria. I've been trying to work on that whatsoever, and it's kind of hard to, so I'm going to have to kind of play it all over again and do a whole new video, because it's hard to explain how to, and I really say this, it's hard for me to explain how to stream this and explain things when everything is too fast paced. There's so much stuff to understand. So it's without having the guys pop up and saying this what this does, this what that does, and it's me trying to explain it, it's kind of like talking a second language. That's kind of how I see it. So it's kind of hard to explain it. So I am going to redo the first episode again with a whole new file, but I am going to play it with my heart's content to the way it is, because I'm so far deep into it, because I'm into a new nation. I did 2 of the DLCs, which was I end up getting another nation that let me get some more items and stuff like that to do more crafting. I did the Eumeria Eumeria / Tekken 8 collab, so that was super quick, but I had set it to hard mode, and it made things very hard to get the thing I wanted, which was actually Reina's outfit. That was that. So I was trying to figure out why. So I ended up having to change it. So there was that situation. And yeah, and you just dropped the mouse. Hi. You just like dropping stuff, don't you? Funny baby. So yeah, but besides of Yumeria, speaking of the Altaria series, Altaria Ryza. So we basically got an announcement on this is actually not anime, but the only reason I bring up the Altaria series is because there is an anime series. I forgot which one it is. I think it's like Lagos and something. Let me see. Give me 1 second because I can't remember the actual name. And I need to go over here. Let's see. I think, let me see, because I remember they did an anime. Oh, you know what? I got a better idea. Let me go to Crunchyroll because I can't remember the name of it in my head. I'll find it easily. And thank you for showing me Kaiju number 8 because that's also an anime I have not touched season 2 because I want to. Yep, there's. Oh, never mind. I was right. Okay, hold on. Let me double check because I think there's another one. Let me see. There might be another one. Anteria Maestro. I think there's another one. Okay, no, so there's 3. Oh, that's the newest anime. That I thought it was another one. That was the what was that other anime I'm thinking? Okay, so hold on. So if that's that, I think the other one was called. I need all of them. Do this, do that. Altaria series. So I can't remember the actual. I can't remember the actual name. I think it's gonna. Oh, I should do this on. Give me this. So I can put this on. Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to make sure. This thing doing it again. All right, cool. Sorry, because every time I go into this website, it always takes forever to load up. Let's see. I believe it's actually called what I was thinking in my head. It was actually, yeah, that was the one I was thinking. I think it was this one. Estia and Logis, the alchemist of the Dusk Sky. I thought this was, 'cause I feel like that's the game, but I feel like there was an anime. That's the one thing that caught my attention because when I seen it. So let me see if there anime. Let's see. Pull up. Let's see. Edition. The other mangas, arts. I'm just trying to make sure before. Let's see. Main. Okay. So let me see if this is gonna pop up. I feel like. Yeah, so there was an enemy. Okay, so that was the thing I saw. So, okay, so now let me correct myself here. So the only reason why I'm bringing up the news on this one on Ryza is because because Estia and Logia did have an anime. I think it's on High Dive, if I'm not mistaken. Because I'm also trying to make sure, like, I'm finding the stuff I'm looking for. So what are you doing, buddy? Relax. You need to relax. Hi. You're funny. Sorry, my son is gonna get very. Oh, ow. Hi, buddy. How you doing? Let me see. Do I have the name? Nope. Sorry, that's wrong. Oh, I'm trying to do multiple things while he's kind of moving around. Is that? Do this. Need this. Hold still. Why do I? Okay, so I guess I don't see it. So I know it's in here somewhere. I just saw it. But anyways, really? Gas. You're gas, baby. Anyways, so I was trying to find it. So yeah. So go back to my news. Anyways, sorry, I was looking for information to make sure. So I do apologize. I am using multiple different monitors. You really can't see. So I'm just kind of like trying to make sure I actually have the information correct. And I know I've seen it, but I know. So Ryza is the only one that shows up right now. And I think I really feel like something else. TB baby. Funny baby. Hey. Here. Enjoy. Good night. Relax. You can relax now. Thank you. You are doing your mouse. Anyways, so yeah, so back to what I was trying to say, and I do apologize because I do need to take care of him, make sure he's okay and stuff. So Altira Riza, I think I may say that correctly or incorrectly. Please, don't quote, shoot the messenger. So it basically has so Altira Riza Secret Trilogy Deluxe Pack Game Bundle launched in November 13th, or should I say, launch on my birthday. So so I can actually I can paraphrase this a little bit easier. So pretty much, Atari Riser has has three versions, or not three versions. There are three games, so they're basically all connected. So apparently now we're going to be getting the DX version. So the original games are going to be this list or D list off of different for PlayStation, Xbox, stuff like that. So PS4, PS5, Xbox, Nintendo, Switch for the first Switch or whatsoever, and PC. So now we're getting the DX versions, which is basically comes with the DLCs, the extra content, new story that didn't really show up, new characters pop. Like, it's a lot of things are added onto the series. So, but you get to have all three of them for one actual price, I believe, if this is correct. So the three games you're gonna get are basically going to be, excuse me, not the verb. Let me see if I get the names correctly, and I think I have this in here to make my life a little bit easier because I don't feel like reading through a good portion of it. And please be still, funny baby. Bum 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 bum. There you are. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. So the three games. So they're basically called Altira Ryza, and all three of them are going to be. Let's see, Ever Darkness and the Secret Hideout, which also is the anime. We have that as well, which is the same thing, was based off the first one. The second one is called Lost Legacies and the Secret Fairies. That's the second, and the third one is called Alchemy of the Alchemist of the Inn and the Secret Key. So these three are basically going to be put on now on PS4, PS5, Switch 2, both Switches, Switch 1 and 2, and also PC on my birthday, November 13th. So I don't know if I'm actually going to be doing a stream on the 14th or not. I have no clue. I guess I'd see what my schedule is, but yeah. So, so we're going to be, I'm actually going to hopefully try to pick this up because I am a big fan of the Ulterior series, because I think I got into this, around, what game was it? Because the funny twist is there are other games that actually add on to it. I think what got me into the alchemy game is called Ulterior Iris. Ulterior Iris is a game that was on PS2, I think it was. What's it, PS2? Let me check. I think it's PS2. I could be wrong. Let me see. I want to make sure it's correct because I think it was PS2. Yeah, PS2. Yep. Because that's what I got into. I got into Ulterior Iris, and that was one of those games like I really kind of didn't understand the concept of the alchemy and everything else. It was just like, oh, I like the fight system. I like how it plays, different things like that. So I actually enjoyed that whatsoever. And I think I played the second one, if I'm not mistaken, which is actually kind of interesting. The third one I don't remember. And I think after that, I think it was like Mana Kira. I think that was on the. I think it was on the what system was it? It was on the portable. I think I played the portable version of it, not the PS2 version. So I think I played the first one, but never the second one. I think a little, but I didn't really get into it. But I think after when Ramona, Totori, and Michiru, when they came out, I think that's when I really started getting back into this series. And be still, funny baby. Fine, I want to put you back here. Here, I'm not gonna hold you. You're gonna keep moving around. There, have fun. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can be still right there because you're gonna keep moving around. Stop. So sorry. So when Totori, when Verona, Totori, and Michiru came out, that's when I actually got into the series. I never finished any of the three, but I did always play them, and knowing that they all are connected to each other, because even though their titles was like, let's see, Verona was actually the alchemist of Arlen. Totori is the adventurer of Arlen, which is basically connected to it. And then Michiru is the apprentice of Arlen. So Verona is literally, you get introduced to the main character, Verona. She's actually an alchemist. You need to stop doing that. Oh, you're such a baby. And what you are a baby. Go, relax. You can't be still for a minute. You really can't. So yeah, so it's so I kind of enjoy that. So then I didn't get a chance to play all the other ones, which is like Estrian Logus, let's see, Sophia, the Risas and everything else. And I was like, I kind of gave up in playing the series. Not because like I didn't want to, I just didn't really have the time. And I think this before he comes in the picture and everything else. I see I don't think it just never caught my attention. But I think Yumeria caught my attention because of the fact that it was a whole new fight, it was a whole new battle system, whole new play. It gave me what's the name of that character? I can't think of her name. Really can't think of her name. Bayonetta. It gave me like Bayonetta vibes because like the fight system, like how she plays, because she has, she kind of has like shoes that almost like shoes like bullets, but it's interesting because you can play the way the play style it is. Like you can play close corners or far like kind of play close corners and basically just kind of fight up close, and it's just because it gives me the fight system of that I'm now getting to, which is like the the newer Tale series, like not Vesper, not the Abyss. What is that one? Tales of dang it, I can't think of the one I'm working on right now that I got a remaster that I'm super happy about. Tales of Grace's F. There he goes. Tales of Grace's F, Tales of Bizarria, Tales of Arise, like any from Tales of Grace's F and the newer down, like Tales of Grace's F to Bizarria, Symphonia, Arise, Exilia 1 and 2, all of them have this specific fight system that is like, okay, pushing combinations, make this work, do this, do that to do certain abilities. And I love it. This one has kind of like that same concept, but just a little different. And it has like, you can play like up close, do certain combos with certain things, and keep pushing the same button. It does different combos, but it's like, okay, if you don't want to use this, just use this. If you don't want to use this, is that. So there's that. And then if they're doing something that is so close, you're trying to get away, and it's like AoE. It's like, oh, let me back up. Oh, I can just shoot and do this and do combinations with that. So it's a lot of things you can do, and that's why I say it's hard for me to stream it and explain it. It's so much stuff happening and like at a super fast pace, so it's kind of hard to. So yeah, but yeah, I'm very excited for this. I'm definitely gonna be checking out. I know this is actually more of a game situation, but this is part of an anime situation as well because there is an anime for it, which I need to I'm debating on actually watching it. But with everything else, I still have to watch, so I'm debating on it. So it's on the list. I do have it saved on Crunchyroll, so I have to kind of get a chance to get around it. Sorry for the long rant or not rant. It's a long competition of that. So there's that. On to the next part of the news. I got four more left, but I may shrink these down very quickly. So right now, as we speak, let's see. So there's an anime called, and I have seen this in way back when this would kind of got me into anime a little more when I was actually going to conventions. My Otahime is basically an anime I got into before with the series was called My Hime. So My Hime is a very interesting anime. I won't go into details as much because it's so much I gotta go into and have to remember because it's been so long since I watched, and I do have all the episodes. I do have it all on DVD, all the episodes. My Otahime is one of those things where I feel like this is more of this is a prequel than a sequel. So as reading this right now, basically My Otahime anime celebrates its 20th anniversary. So this anime's been out for a while. A lot of people never heard about it. It's one of those hidden gem situations. I do like this anime, and it's one of those animes I do like to go back and watch over and over again. Definitely go back and watch over and over again because to kind of go back and watch My Hime to My Otahime and seeing the comparison because the same characters that are in My Hime and that are when I see My Hime are in My Otahime, and they're playing different roles than what they are in the first time when I watched it. So I'm actually happy that I didn't realize this is 20th anniversary as of the 2nd of August. So I didn't realize that. So that's one of those things. Definitely, check that out. I think Crunchyroll has it. If not, High Dive does as well. So definitely check those two places out to actually see if you want to check it out. I know my Otohime's there. I don't remember my Hime's there. Let me check real quick because that will save me the trouble to to kind of watch that. Let me see. Yep. Okay. Yep. My Hime's on here. All 26 episodes, including I think my Otohime's in here as well. If not, I think it's on High Dive. Oops, I spelled that wrong. Let me double check to make sure. Yep. Yeah, it's called my Zihime, which I find that weird, but it's really called my Otime. So yeah, so both of them are actually on Crunchyroll. Definitely check it out. I love it. It's one of those series I like to kind of go back and watch whenever I get a chance. On to another news. So we do get a very interesting announcement. So for all you fans who are basically into the anime called Made in the Abyss. So apparently the Made in the Abyss franchise gets an anime film series in 2026. So I don't know much about Made in the Abyss. I keep hearing a lot of good things about it, and it's one of those things that I kind of need to try to get into. It's I'm not saying it's hard for me to get into. It's just that it's one of those things that didn't really catch my attention, and I keep hearing every time let's talk to some people, so that sometimes they bring up this anime, and they say like, oh, it's like has this that there's like some sad moments and different things happen, some epic moments. It's one of those things I think I need to sit down and pay attention and kind of go from there. So yeah, so we're basically getting a film for that, so that we're getting that in 2026. Well, I guess we don't know when in 2026, but we're actually getting a film, so that's going to be very interesting. All right, let's do this, and then I'll set news this one as last. So on to another news. Second Mononoke's films win a Fiesta. Is that right? I'll make sure. Yeah, so second Mononoke film wins at Festival Indie Film Fest. Okay. So I'm guessing which series is this? So apparently it says Mononoke the movie Chapter 2, The Ash of Rays won Bronze Audition Award. Let's see, Mononoke the movie Chapter 2, The Ash of Rays, the second film to the Mononoke franchise, won the Bronze Audition Award in the Best Animation Features category at the 29th Fiesta. No, sorry, not Fiesta. I'm saying it wrong. It's Fantastic. I'm sorry. That's what it was. I was like, why? That don't sound right. Fiesta? That don't sound right. No, Fantastic or Fantasia, one of two. Because I always get Fantasia and Fantastic mixed up and I'm not saying it because like the whole Disney situation. It's just, I think looking at it from the word of it looks like it says Fantasia. It looks like it says Fantastic. Don't quote on me on this. I could say it wrong. It could be one or two. So I may butcher this. But I think it's like Fantastic. No, Fantasia. I think it's Fantasia. But it looks like Fantastic too. But I think it's Fantasia. So I have to look at that next time. So I may have to correct myself, and I may put that in the comments and everything else as it is. So yeah. So the 29th Fantasia International Film Festival. This year's event was held from July 16th through August 3rd in Monterey. I think that's not Monterey. It's Monterreal. So, yeah. So okay. So I kind of understand what the film is, and I think I've seen this art before, but I have not got a chance to really sit down and check it out. What was? So hold on. What was the first one? Okay, the movie Phantom in the Rain. Let me see what this is, because I feel like I don't recognize this for some odd reason. But I never. Okay, so this is okay. So that's the first one, the Phantom of the Rain. Let me see. Okay, so this is actually on Netflix. Yeah, I think I've seen this a bunch of times popped up on Netflix, but I never really kind of sat down and checked it out. So I don't really know the details of it and whatsoever. But for it to get for the second movie to actually get win bronze edition award for best animation feature, it's commendable. I mean, I'm not gonna be mad about it. So it's dope. So I'm not gonna be mad about that. So definitely that. And on to our final news. And sorry, it has been taken a long time to actually talk about the news because I know the Altair series basically kind of took a little bit more of the time, and Funny Baby here kind of moving around. So to get in before getting into our actual topics, we're gonna talk about this is one more thing in the news. So seven C's to let's see, so seven C's. Now, that sounds weird saying this or how it looks. Yeah, so seven C's to release auto books for Failure Frame, the most notorious talker. So there's actually two of them. So okay, Seven Seas Entertainment announced on Wednesday that it is producing books versions for the Fatal Failure Frame and the Most Notorious Talker Runs the World Greatest Clan light novel. So for those who don't know, sorry, my was like bugging me. I'm using the wrong finger for this. Anyways, so for this anime, I both of these actually do have animes. The most notorious talker and Failure Frame both have animes. They're both out there actually on Crunchyroll. Failure Frame is basically one I think I broke up before in the past. That I like it, but I don't like the concept of keep switching going between 2D and 3D. And a lot of people will have a big gripe about it, and I I agree with them too. But I mean, I still watched it for what it is and to understand the concept. And I think it was one of those things. And the most notorious talker. I think I watched a few, like maybe three to four episodes, and I never got a chance to finish it. But it's interesting in its own way, and it does have a lot of dark theme to it. So that's also another thing. But to actually have a light novel being an audiobook, so that's going to be interesting because we are going to be talking about something of that kind of nature in our main topic. But yeah, to have these be added into the mix of audiobooks, which would be very interesting. So I'm actually kind of want to see how it plays out, and I may look into it. And I guess I don't know when I guess we'll keep tabs of it. I didn't see. I don't know when they're going to. Let's see. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Narrate Fail Frame, and the first audiobook volume will debut on August 21st. Okay, so August 21st is when we'll get the audiobook for the Failure Frame. So we'll get that and everything else. So I'll definitely will when that comes out, I'll check it out. I may bring this up in part of the news to see and kind of give my opinion on it, see how it is, because if it's gonna do, because it's gonna lead into what I'm gonna talk about in a minute. So I'll go into more details of that. So we'll see how it is. I don't know, I'll play it there. But other than that, that's gonna be it for the news there. Sorry it took me a little bit longer to explain because one Funny Baby here is getting a little antsy, and I don't know if he's either A, gonna fall asleep, or B, just don't want to sit still. So knowing him. But I think he's getting to the point where he's trying to get comfortable, and this usually is time where he goes usually he falls asleep about 30 minutes to an hour. No, actually he's supposed to be asleep about a little bit longer, but we need to wake up to like 6:30. So that's why he's a little late on napping. But he's gonna fall asleep eventually one way or another. But again, that's it for the news. Like I said, sorry about the extra part of information, but if you guys like anything in the news or have anything you want to talk about that, please put it in the comments down below and everything from there. So now let's get into the main topic. So our two topics are going to be focusing on two animes. Like I said before, one of them, as I said before earlier, that I have been watching Shield Hero, and I was going to go into a little more details with that. So our topic is basically going to be it's called Welcome to Shield Hero and Manhwas. So I will explain. So let me explain about the Manhwa situation first. Before we go into Shield Hero. So I couldn't really figure out how I want to name this title and everything else because there's a lot to think, but the main purpose of is more of like I'm just gonna give you guys my 5 like mangas or manguas I'm basically listening or reading because they're not in order. They're not the perfect ones. You guys could have different opinions. It's just I'm just gonna give you my opinion to why I picked these 5 and why I say manguas are basically the thing because the main I think more of the definition. Let's see if they can give me more of a definition. Let me see if I can find that. Give me 1 second. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, okay. So there is some of a definition. So, which is super interesting. So I don't know why they call it manguas, but it's weird because it's hard to explain. But I'm just gonna name the ones that I like, just my top favorite because it's either manga or manguas, 1 to 2, because of the fact of like as I'm reading the definition for manguas, I'll go into more details, but the manguas are basically more the Korean styles of animes or mangas, basically whatsoever. But 9 times out of 10, some of the stuff I've been seeing, they're basically in certain websites I'm actually been reading basically in the manga section. So it can be either or, but they're all still part of it. I'll go into more details of that. So let me start with Your Hero first because we are now in season 4. We are basically we have the first 5 episodes. So like I said before, I was going to do this recording a little early without actually watching the 5th episode of Shield Hero because we're pretty much about to reach the halfway point of the series. Episode 6 is going to be very interesting. I'm actually being very excited for it because we're going to be setting the stage for the main goal that's going to be happening. You know, so and I need to get rid of that because I dislike when I have people that are not in here. Let me see. Give me a second. I do not like when I have you can hold still, buddy. I'm making sure something. Stop. Trying to fix something here because I do not like when I have certain people. This is not what I want. How do I do this? Damn it. Oh, okay. I need you to sit still because you're making this complicated for me, buddy. Let's see. Oh, I stop. Okay. So I'm going to be having him mess around so much. It's going to be entertaining. Let me see. I know there's something I could do to move this. I guess I'll leave it because I can't figure out how to do this last. Oh wait, here we go. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. You're sending me something I don't like. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. Because I don't need stuff like that. That's not even a sight word. I don't need that. Come on. There we go. Thank you. There's no reason. I just don't need that. So I do apologize because I do have. Yes. Yeah, I don't. So apparently, for some odd reason, as I'm looking at the chats and stuff, I'm always getting something on, and I think this is the reason why I don't like to stream on. Let's see, what was that? Don't like to stream on Twitch, and I'm not saying Twitch is a bad thing. It's just about to like I keep getting these like ads and different things I don't need, so it's kind of like it's annoying. It really is. So I don't understand. Oh, you like that, don't you, buddy? So apparently Obi is like moving his head back and forth. He sees himself kind of moving his head. So as he's doing this, like he's doing now, he sees himself on the other screen. It's kind of like behind. So he's like, oh, so that person's doing this. So I guess this kind of got his attention. So it's funny. I'm not gonna lie. And it looks weird on my end because I feel like, why am I not moving as fast as possible? So I do apologize if I'm looking kind of weird and going like, why is this happening? Why is this going on? I'm like, oh, that's why. Because I was trying to fix something. Anyways, so yeah. So what is my opinion so far of Shield Hero as for the first 5 episodes? So far, I like, again, a lot of people are just, again, like last season. A lot of people didn't like the last season. Okay, let's be more precise with this. A lot of people didn't like the last season, and I think the only reason why they didn't like the last season is because I think it has to do with one specific character, one specific person. That was the biggest thing. I have read comments and stuff when season 3 came out. They were mad because this one specific person came out. She's here. She's still there. There's reason behind, and I'm like, okay. And I'm like, I get what they're saying, but it's like there's gotta be a reason behind why she's still popping up, but she's not popping up as much as normal. So that's the thing. So because they're all saying like, okay, she's supposed to be this and then whatsoever, and I'm like, and I agree with you, but then when I see something in season 3, and I'm like, wait a minute, why is this person? Why is the collar not there? Why is this gone? What's happening? So now it makes the question goes, she's being a villain for a reason. There's a reason behind, but we don't know the reason behind the situation. What are you doing? Hold still. Hi. So yeah, we're trying to figure out so we don't know the reason behind why this one character, I'm not gonna say who, but it's funny because she's called one character, but then at a certain point in season 1, she's getting named as something else because of the collar, and she has to be called that, and it's kind of hilarious, and I like the concept behind it. Definitely check out YouTube. YouTube has some shorts that has that specific scene, and I think I have it saved, which is hilarious. I love it with some music behind it. But I do like it because it's hilarious that they picked that specific scene with a specific music to go with it. I forgot what music it is, but yeah. But as for season 4, I was excited. I went in here with the excitement of, okay, now we're gonna get into some real seriousness because we're shifting gears a little bit to something specific. So we're shifting gears to something specific because if you didn't see how the third season ended, it ended because we're something to do with Ratelia, which we're all gonna say anyways. There's nothing much left, buddy. No, you can't have that. You can't have that. It's done. It's like you can't. So yeah. So Ratelia basically, so as you know, season 2, or halfway of season 2, she became the katana hero. So I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. Anything else? Sorry, there's spoiler warning for anyone who has not seen it. I should have said that from the beginning. There may be some spoilers. If you have not seen it or anything else, please, if you don't want to know what happens or anything else, I'm just gonna like name certain specific things. But if you don't want to be spoiled or anything else, don't want to know anything, then do not click on this. Skip ahead. Different things than that. I will have timestamps on this as well. What? You want to play my phone? Here, just don't drop it. I know you. Don't drop it. I know you, funny baby. You just want to drop stuff. Anyways, so yeah. So in season 2, Ratelia becomes the katana hero. That's that. I'm not gonna go into more details how it happened, everything else. I'm just gonna say that because I'm still learning about the other weapons, different universes, different things like that, because there's a lot to go through, and I feel like reading the manga for that, but I'd rather wait and watch the anime and go from there. So there's that. Season 3 has some interesting situations. Introduce some new characters. Basically getting introduced to the twins. The tiger cubs. I call them the tiger. I say tiger twins, but they're the tiger cubs. There's a reason behind their story and everything else. But I do like the concept of what happens in this one because, as looking at the trailer and everything else, they gave us clues. Like we kind of got more of when saw the trailer last time. They gave us a little bit of a clue, like it was focused more on the cubs, the twins or the cubs, just a little bit more information with them, and I was really more excited about that because they get a little more screen time and get to know stuff, which the first half of it, the first 5 episodes was focusing on 2 specific things. It was focusing on a new nation that worships the shield hero, which is one, and then we're getting to learn a little more about the cubs because the fact of like their family, the ancestors, different things. Like we're finding out more and more details with them. So and I like the concept that we get to see them in full action because we don't really get to see them like do anything in season 3. Like you just get introduced, you get to see them recovering, train different things to that, and especially the sister literally is like, I'm in love with the shield hero. I want to do for the shield hero. You're not taking this bottle. No, Obi, you're not doing that. Leave that alone. You can play on my phone, but you're not taking that bottle. No way. It's too heavy for you. It has water in it. So so that was one of the things I was more excited for, to actually see the whole situation. But after seeing the trailer, there was a fight scene, and I was very, very excited for that one. I was like, yo, let's see what they bring to the table. Let's see what's happening. Especially, again, the opening ending song, like I said before, as every single thing I said before, as I explained before in the past, in previous episodes, when I look at anime, I look at when especially first episodes, the first thing it's got to be is the is like always like an introductory. Your introductory has to catch me. Basically, it's like your first impression has your first impression is your best impression. You have to basically be on point. You need to show me what you guys bring to the table, what's happening, what's over. Now, for a Shield Hero or anything that has like a second season, whatever, you don't really, that goes out the window. It's already gonna be like, all right, I know what to expect, I know what's going on. Opening song, like all the rules I have said, like opening ending songs, first impressions, best impressions, different things like that. They are out the window, because if I enjoyed the first season and what's happening, and we're getting the second season, opening songs don't matter. But it still plays an important role because there's something else I'm paying attention to. So, which I will explain. Like I said before in the past, always pay attention to opening ending songs, because not only that the music could be great or not, which I'm a big music fan whatsoever, but it's more of like you need to pay attention to, because they're going to show you hints and clues to how far are we going with the series. Now, granted, with the opening of Shield Hero of season 4, we only got focused on a lot of everything that we basically, like, for the first 5 episodes, like bits and pieces of the first 5 episodes, we pretty much got it in the opening song, with one other clue, which we're going to get in episode 6. And then there's a part of it at the end of it that shows a lot of people, which I didn't pay attention. One part of the sequence.
I'm just seeing if it was up.
Yeah, he's up.
Let's see. That's like 10 o'clock. You have to woke up at 6.
But anyways, so one of the things, because it also brings up something important, because at the very beginning of the first episode, I think it's the first episode, the second, I can remember, of season 4. There was a person at a throne. I think is like, I forgot what it's called, but there was a girl, like, a different person we never seen before, and I was like, okay, like saw her like smiling, like saying like, oh, we're gonna get the Shield Hero, different things like that, yada yada, whole 9 yards. But then she smiles, and I was like, okay, and I just didn't pay attention to it and everything else, and I think was like, I kept seeing the opening song over and over and over again. I was like, not paying attention to it. And then something clicked in my head. I was like, wait a minute, let me look at this real quick. So I paused, and I think it was like maybe episode 3 or episode 4. As I'm looking at the opening song, I was like, hold on, let me rewind something. As I look and saw something, I was like, oh, jeez, that's her? Oh, God, here we go. She's back. She's not revealed herself yet, which we will now find out in the second half of things. So we'll get to know a little bit more. So yeah, I'm definitely going to see what she brings to the table this time. What our favorite villain, whatever she's bringing to the table, because apparently she's up to something this time, and she's hiding her identity, which she is, and we get to know what's going on with her. And there's a lot of things we're going to find out about that. Really, buddy? Stop. You're doing way too much. Where's your mouse? Here. Oh, sorry. Here, play me your mouse. Because you feel like you're going to break my phone for some odd reason. You got too much strength on this desk. Yeah, go ahead and play with that. So, so we're kind of getting more into that and understanding what's going on. But I did like the first half of it, because, like I said, the Cubs, or I get to see the Cubs in action. We finally get to see what they're up to, bring to the table. We also get to learn about Naofami's second nation that people build and worship him like a god, and understandable, because if you have been following him from the start to up to this point, he's been banished, ridiculed, different things like that. You name it, the 9 yard, the whole 9 yards, basically kind of situation. And I'm actually happy that there's another nation, but it's just in the concept of like what his goal was. It took some time because there's been too many secrets and hidden agendas and different things like that. So I didn't like the story development for the halfway point of this whatsoever because it was just you're in this place that worship you. They should have gave you this, but then they're giving you this complete giant runaround. I'm just like, what the heck's going on here? Like, why is it taking them so long? Like, what is holding them back from them for him not to get to where he needs to? Because to be super honest, he definitely should have been, gone to where he needs to be, and he's been asking for it since. But right now, it's kind of like that's that kind of situation that I was like, makes sense. We'll just roll with it, go with it. So, but yeah, again, I do like where the first half is. I do my prediction for the next episode because we're finally going to get to the point that we've been trying to figure out what's happening and especially focus on Ratilia. So to set the stage, because I forgot the name of the title, but he did say something at the end of the 5th episode. He's saying that at the end of it, and again, spoiler alert, whatsoever, he says at the end of the 5th episode, he says, we need to go back to our nation, go back home to our, back to our home and rebuild a whole new team who's actually going to go with us on this ship. So I feel like right now, because if you have not paid attention to majority of the series, season 3, pretty much Shield Hero finally got the other 3 heroes to finally work with him. Although one is kind of like in the first episode, one of them kind of has disappeared somewhere doing his own thing, which is Spear Hero. Spear Hero. He's doing this thing and madly in love with Fido, and it's hilarious. While Bow and Sword's actually gotten a lot better. He's more understanding now, understands the situation, and Bow is kind of like taking his time to get used to things right now. I think he should be fine. But, I feel like because also in the opening song, I think we saw, I know the original team that actually went with him already is going, but I think he's going to bring the other heroes as well. Now, if Spear actually shows up finally after disappeared for the first episode, and then which they were in another nation, but that's a different case. That's kind of like how it looked and everything else. So it is what it is. But I'm curious of like who he's bringing to the table. So my theories are going to be still the Tiger Cubs. Ratilia is more important. She plays an important role. Sadia is actually coming. Fido, like the main people that was in the first half, Ratilia is a guarantee because of the fact that it's her nation we're going to and dealing with and what we're getting ourselves into, because at the end, like the end of the last episode, assassins came to try to kill Ratilia because she wore a kimono, and boom, that kind of happened, and now we know what the heck's going on. So Ratilia is definitely going. I know she's going because we end up finding out that Ratilia is actually a princess. We didn't know that. So we end up finding out at the end of season 3 that she's a princess because she wore that kimono, and Sadia actually says so. Sadia is actually going. The Tiger Cubs are coming. I definitely know that for a fact because they definitely showed themselves very well at the Shield Hero's new nation, his new home, technically, which he's not going to stay. He just has people take care of that. Vito's automatically going no matter what the outcome is. I think I forgot who the character's name is. It's the dragon. The dragon is definitely going. I know that for a fact. Let's see who else is on the list. So yeah, the dragon's coming. The heroes are actually going to go as well. I don't know about Spear. If he magically finally shows up in this next episode. If he shows up, then yeah, he's all I said. The heroes are going automatically. I feel like there might be someone else, but I can't think of it in my head. But yeah, there's like maybe one or two more extra people are coming. I have no clue on the ship, so we're going to see how that plays out. Now, the only thing I hope for is that I'm hoping that this episode will have them get there in one episode, or kind of get there and kind of explore to know what they're getting themselves into. That's what I'm kind of hoping for the 6th episode, is that, yeah, you're gonna be in the ship. I know it's gonna take time whatsoever, but I'm hoping they're gonna make this quick and then kind of go into, make it to the nation and everything else, and then so we can kind of get an idea of what we're getting ourselves into and set the stage up for the next half. So that's what I'm kind of hoping for in there. But as like people are coming, I know it's just still the same people are coming, just adding in a couple extra more people because they're going to be on the ship. So that's how I feel with where we're going into the next episode and everything else. And like I said before, like I tell people every single time, my whole thing is that your first impression, your best impression. You have the first episode has to get my attention. It has to grab my attention. If it doesn't grab my attention, then you got second and maybe third episode to basically change my mind, because if the second episode doesn't change my mind, it's like there's no more. You get 3 chances. You get the first 3 episodes. If the first episode do great and doesn't, don't change my mind or anything else and make me enjoy it, great. But if that happens with the opening ending song, it makes it like let's take a prime example. Like take Shield Hero for a prime example, the new season. As much as like I've been a fan of Shield Hero and I've been anticipating whatsoever, like I said, the anime still is on point, it's doing what it's supposed to do and everything else. And I enjoy the fact of like the opening song is great. The ending song is okay, but the opening song definitely catches my attention because it gives me more hyped, energetic, wants to do something. But taking Clebitus as a better prime example, the opening song for Clebitus is literally an amazing song. Like gets me energetic, gets me hype, gets me motivated whatsoever. Like you want to go to the gym, everything like that. The ending song totally gets my attention because of the fact that like it's sad, it's emotional, it's understanding. I still waiting for that to come because that's actually gonna be a song I really want to listen to very much, a lot, because I do like the ending song a lot with the opening to have both together. Right, buddy? Right? Yeah. So waving in the camera. Yeah. And he's looking at you. You want them?
No.
Okay then. So fiance actually came home from work and Obi sees his mommy. Wanna watch the mommy, or are you just gonna mess around? Okay, take that back. Nope, mommy's going in the other room. So and then what I was saying, like opening these songs were actually great whatsoever. And then the anime itself, especially the first episode. The first episode was an hour long, so that was like the first thing just like threw me off guard. I was like, wait, what? An hour episode? What the heck's going on? It's like, and the first episode, like first 10 minutes into it, I was like, oh my goodness, what just happened? And for like to have a nice character build and have a nice character build, set up, introductions, and everything else in a complete hour episode was perfect. And we need more animes like that whatsoever. We need those, definitely. But yeah, so definitely that's one of those things I like to bring up, especially with Shield Hero, because it was actually something I wanted to bring up and know what to expect and everything else. Now, on to our second topic, which is basically the manhwa section. So, like I said before, the definition for manhwas is very simple, and I'm bringing it up on my other monitor so I can bring it up. So, if you don't know, manhwas is a general Korean term for comics and print cartoons. Outside of Korea, is a common use to refer specifically for Korean comics. Manhwas is often read from left to right and is typically in color, unlike mangas, which is often read from right to left. The predomestic, I think I might say that incorrectly, so do apologize, is black and white. So, okay. So, perfect examples we have are basically like Solo Leveling, Daybreak, Corpse Night Gunner. Yeah, I think that's correct. But mostly Solo Leveling is the biggest obvious answer. But anyways, so the reason why I'm actually bringing this up is because of the fact of like I said with the whole other book that I was bringing up about in the news section was basically focused on, like I said, the failure frame was going to be in a audiobook for the light novel. So I have been, as at work and sometimes home, mostly at work, but sometimes at home when I get a chance to. Yeah, buddy. So one of the things I have brought up is because I have been doing a lot of those lately, and it's been doing like audiobooks, but they call them manhwas for some reason, and I don't understand why they have them there. But it's like you're finding the same mangas in there, so I don't understand why they call it manhwas. But I guess they're trying to use that as something. But it's been very helpful for me because there's a lot of mangas that or manhwas, either the two. You're really gonna drop that. Thank you very much. Oh, there we go. So yeah, there's been a lot of those, and okay, if you drop that one more time, I'm not picking it up. You're gonna drop it again when I pick it up? Are you gonna see? You drop it, I'm not picking it up. You're done. Do not drop it. Yeah. Don't you dare. Really gonna put that in my face? You're really gonna put that in my face? Really gonna put that in my face? Thank you. This kid, he's a bundle of joy. I love this kid. Yeah. Anyways, so sorry. What was I saying? Yeah. So I've been literally listening to a lot of mangas and manhwas and different things. So like one of them, think I have it up. Okay, cool. Let me see if I still have myself in my file, my original one. Sorry, I'm seeing different things. Why is this popped up? Hold on. History. I think it should be under the other. No, okay. Don't you dare! No. You're gonna give it to me? Thank you. You're done. No more. You're done. You are done. You're not getting it. You're not playing with it anymore. Nope. You're gonna chill now. All right, time to chill. Gonna chill now. Thank you. So, anyways, so there's a few, like, there's a lot I have, like, histories and stuff. I have like a bunch of manhwas or mangas I've been reading. So in this part of the section of it, I'm actually gonna name my top. I'm gonna say my 5. No top 5, no nothing, best ones or anything else. It's just these are my 5 that I have been mangas or manhwas I have been actually listening to or reading, because they're the ones that have been sticking to me like glue, and literally going in and reading them from like top to bottom, left to right, right to left, whatever the situation is. So yeah, I've been literally having a blast with that and everything else. So let me name my top 5. Well, I keep saying top 5, but it's not top 5. It's really just my 5. So definitely shout out to all the creators, all the creators who actually does a great, amazing job on reading these out, because I know it takes a lot of work and time and editing and taking your voice and actually reading these out for people who don't have the time who don't want to read it, but just more like just read it for people and everything else, like me, when I don't have the time to read it. So what I normally do is that I usually go through them first, listen to them and everything else, and then whatever, if it's something that catches my attention, I will definitely continue left off. Sometimes they may have updated mangas to go on. So it's a lot. So, but there are 5 I have on my list that I literally have been paying attention and really had time to actually read and, find the time to actually finish reading. So they're not in specific order. They're not not saying like this whatsoever. And you do need to understand that I will go into details of some of these. I think when I get to number 4, I'll explain a little bit more details and why I like stuff like this and different things like that, because it's weird in a way. So let me get into number 5. So number 5, if I can find it real quick, if it's still in my list, because I never finished it yet, and I hate when this happens. Number 5. Well, I already know what it is, but I'm just gonna find it first before I can explain it. I think is it number 3? Dang it! Stop popping up like this. Let's see. Stop. Stop you. Thank you. Sit still. Sit still. Boom. Enjoy. You want to play with this some more? Or are you done? Okay. So, do you want this instead? Want that instead? Or do you want the actual controller? You want to play with that, or you want the original one? Let me see. Where is it? Dang it, where is it? It might be under 4. Because it usually pops up real quick, and I never finished it yet. There it is. I found it finally. Yeah, it took me a minute because usually it's like page 2 to find it. So now it's in page 4 because new stuff got added. So the first one, which is basically, and I still watch the anime as we go because we have 2 seasons of it, and it's great. I'm not gonna say the Japanese name because I'm not gonna try to butcher. Sometimes they have Japanese names, sometimes they have the English name, but I already know the name of this one. Uzuki-chan wants to hang out. It's basically the name of it. So we're super deep in this series now. I was kind of skeptical about this anime and going into this before trying to read the manga and where it leads, because when season 1 ended, I was like, okay, let me see what's going on with this anime. I'd like to check it out. For some odd reason, Uzuki-chan definitely sold me with the anime. I was like, all right, you know what? Let me read the manga. So I read the manga. I was like, oh my, this is too funny. So this goes in the categories of like, you got to understand, I'm all around the board when it comes to anime, the same way I do with manga. So when it comes to it, I'm all around the board. When it comes to slice of life, drama, rom-coms, regular comedy, some type of history or action, adventures, different, like everything comes around the board, including adding isekai and different things like that. So yeah, Uzuki-chan, once I hang out, it's definitely been the top of my list because of the fact of like what it brings to the table. And as I say before, the misunderstanding is at an all-time high. It's literally at an all-time high with this because it's always something happens and what's going on. So as like new pages have opened up or changed or added, a lot of new things have added because we're now in the manga. We are pretty okay. So in season 2, something happened at the end of season 2. Again, we're going to be saying again, spoiler alert and whatsoever. I'm not going to say true details and everything else all the way through. We know something happened at the end of season 2. Yuichi basically said, finally admits that, that Uzuki-chan likes him and everything else, and he's finally figured it out whatsoever, and now he's trying to figure out how to, accept it or admit it, different things like that. Versus in the manga, we moved into we're focusing on someone else. We're focusing on someone of Uzuki's family now. We're focusing on a certain family member because Uzuki and Yuichi are still in the picture. I'm not going to go into details of what's going on with those two, and there's a lot, but I'm not going to, because Yuichi kind of makes a decision on something, different things like that whatsoever, but focusing on, the whole family and everything else, different things like that. So it's kind of one of those situations there. It's funny because I was not expecting we're going to be focusing on that family member, and I think it's getting to the point where it needs that we get to see how he handles situations now and whatever. And you always have to drop something. I'm not picking it up. You drop it again, I'm not picking it up. I'm just letting you know now. So, but yeah. So I definitely like it because it's the humor. It's literally like the misunderstanding and the humor is so at an all-time high, and I enjoy every last bit of it, and it's so hilarious. So I definitely no, you're not touching that. I definitely enjoy this manga, and I do like where it's going, which I need to read the latest too, because what's the word I'm looking for? Uzuki-chan actually got put on a bit of a hiatus for a little bit because of, like, I guess certain things happened, like the writers got sick or different things like that, and it can continue for the time being. So they took a little break and different things like that. So yeah, so I definitely put that as my number 5. Let me see if I can find number 4 because I want to make sure I say this name correctly, and it's in English. It's in English. Let me see, where is it? Did I pass it? I hope I didn't pass it. And it starts with an A, and I want to make sure I say this correctly because there it is. I found it. Avalon of Disaster. That's what it's called. Okay, so Avalon Disaster is one I have been checking out. It's definitely one of those. This is one of those I actually kind of got into the Manhwa section of things. You know, go on YouTube and check it out whatsoever. And I do definitely enjoy this one a lot because now let me go into a little bit more details of the situation. Now, as a while back, I did a topic basically focused on isekai. What is isekai? So now, if you don't remember, the definite for people who don't know what the definition of isekai is basically the definition of isekai is basically someone who is actually reincarnated into another world or reincarnated or summoned into another world. Basically, what it is. So, in this case, this is actually considered one of the isekais, and the only reason I think I like this one a lot because the main character is summoned into he's summoned into a world, into a game. And in the concept of the situation, he is his actual avatar, but he's actually, played as a fat character, called, I think his name is Bunta, I think the name is. So he plays a fat character and everything else, but then there's a secret behind him whatsoever. The secret behind him is that he has this tendency, like, if put into a certain situation, and I mean a really serious certain situation, he will reveal his true self and turn into from a fat kid to a skinny kid, and just go from like an D rank, like an F or D rank character to an S rank. So he's really an S rank character behind the facade. And in order for him to actually go back to his facade to fake who he really is or hide his mask, he pretty much had to eat a lot to basically kind of fake his identity to show like his hidden identity or hide his identity basically. But the whole thing has a lot of action, has a lot of lore and story, that kind of situation. I definitely like this one because I got introduced to it. You're not touched. Give me that. I got introduced to it as I was at work one day listening to it and everything else, and I was very intrigued by it. I was like, yo, let me see if I can find it. Found it, read it, gotten more deeper into it. The manga hasn't been updated to it, so I think they finally got a chance to update a little more to it, but I know I've been more reading it and it's been hard to find it whatsoever. So yeah, it's one of those. Oh, you want your mouse? Okay, cool. Fine, take that away. So yeah, it's one of those things where I do like this one. It's very interesting, and I enjoy every last bit of it. Make up your mind, buddy. You got the mouse, and you got this. Which one you want? So leave that alone. Don't you dare! Don't you dare! So yeah, Avalon of Disaster is definitely a great manga to read. Definitely check that out. I hate when it's that. Hold on. Let me make sure we're still good here because my thing just did that again. Yep. Okay, we're good. Yep. Okay. Sorry, I just want to make sure the mic was still working because at a certain point in time it just ends up doing that. I don't know why. Oh, sorry. Ow. Really? Hi. Funny baby. Hi. All right, so let's see what else I got. Really? Yeah. So 2 and 3 is gonna be very hard to pinpoint. Like it's so hard to choose from with stuff like that. What's another one I'm actually reading in my head that I know I know number one to my head is very obvious. It's something I've been talking about and I'm raving about and I'm still mad about because Netflix has it and it's still there, but I'm like, I'll bring up the name in a minute. I believe what's the other one? I know it. Let's see. Go back to number one. Sorry, I'm kind of going through my list again. Sorry about that. Like, I mean, there's a lot, and I'm reading a bunch of stuff like, oh, let me see. That one I'm not reading, but I know of it. Like the charms are wasted on what the heck are you doing, buddy? Why are you keep touching my mouse? He's having a field day. Like Spy X Family, I haven't really touched yet because I'm like kind of haven't done anything yet. Let's see. I'm trying to find. Buddy, you need to stop. Stay still, or chill, relax. Don't you dare! Don't you drop it? I'm not picking it up. I'm serious. I'm not picking it up. I'm not gonna. Okay, I'm not picking it up. Stay on the floor. Stay on the floor. Stay there. Let's see. Nope. Don't even. I know you well enough. You're not gonna do this. You're not. Like, okay, my gift level 9,999. Ultimate Gacha is one. Song of the Night Walker is basically Call the Night. That's what that one is. Let's see. The wrong way to use healing magic. I'm just working on that one, so that's another one. The Brilliant Healer, New Life in the Shadows, which I just finished the anime and pretty much is on par with the manga, so I think we can see some new stuff there. Let's see what else on the list we have. I'll be banging his hands. Welcome to Japan. Miss Elf is in here. Like I said, there's a good amount of stuff in here. If I had to choose my third one, and it's actually in the list too. I think we just got another update to it just now. What was it? What's the actual name called? Oh, that's what it is. The Dangers of My Heart. That's it. Yes, so that's another one I'm actually focused on very carefully. So number 3 is definitely going to be the Flowers, the Dangers of My Heart. So we only had 2 seasons of that. I'm way far ahead of it. It's gotten very serious into the series now. Where now the goals are in play and everything else. The main characters have their goals, different things. Our heroine is actually now finally getting to do a drama, like an anime drama, whatever whatsoever. And this certain, like, the relationship between her and her boyfriend basically are getting more close. They're fine, but they have to kind of keep things secret because of the fact of like who she is now, what she's gonna be doing, different things like that. In the latest manga, I believe the boyfriend is actually living with his girlfriend for temporarily because his parents are actually out of town to visit their grandparents, and he's there for a little while. And it's very interesting to see him still trying to study to get into a Pacific school, I think for the same school that his girlfriend is going to, whatever, and or to stay close to her whatsoever, while bonding with his father, which looks like a man who's ready to kill someone, but he's really I think it was a doctor or a chef. It was one to two. He was one to two. It's either a doctor or a chef, and I think it's a chef. Go in that situation, and which is funny. But he's also like a gamer and different things like that, which is kind of interesting to see that kind of concept in him whatsoever. So I get to see how everything unfolds. I think the next episode is going to be something I've kind of been anticipating. I don't remember what was the last episode, so I kind of have to look back at the previous chapter and see what's going on. So definitely check that out. The News of My Heart is definitely one on the list. So now my next one, and I gotta find it because this one was like, I really gotta find this one. Let's see. Now, like I said before, with the Fatal Frame, I am up to date with that in the manga, so it's interesting in that. I gotta find it, and I forgot the actual name is called. Dang it, buddy! You need to. Okay, you really need to stop. You're moving my mouse, and I mean my mouse pad, and I need you to stop. Yeah, still got like old mangas I like to read again, like her Circumstances. Where's that? I gotta find it. It bothers me. I know when I see it because it's not gonna pop up very easily. I know because it was like I think it was the last thing I read, and I was up to date with it. Because everything's black. Yeah, like I finished My Just Love Darling. That one's already done. It's like the book is done, everything else. So I know they're gonna do a third season of that. And I really should have done this one. That would be there. It is. Found it. Ha 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 ha. Dang it. What is the actual name called? Give me. What is the actual name called? Because I'm not gonna try to pronounce this whole entire thing in Japanese. There's no way heck. What is this actually called in English? Let me see. This is this. What is it actually called in English? Where are you? Oh man, see something. I'm trying to see if this is the name because I don't want to try to pronounce this in Japanese because it's a super duper long name. What the heck is this? I agree. Yes, I agree. Come on. Thank you. Thank you for that. Now, can I get in and actually get to what I need to get to? Okay, seriously, Obi, why are you having a field day with my mouse pad? Okay, I'm trying to see if I can find. Is it right there? Is that it? The white beige shoe was banished from the hero. Is it this one? Let me double check. I need to double check real quick just to make sure. Nope, that's not it. Oh, sorry. Wait. Oh, is that okay? That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. Although I need to add that. That's that other one that they needed something else. God Almighty! Gotta find this stupid name. It's bothering me. Oh, now you want to turn around? Now you want to turn around? Here. Boom. Relax. I really trying to get the name. Okay, is this it? What the heck? No pages. What the heck? I'm glad they kicked me from the heroes party, but why? You're following me, great saintess. Is this even correct? Let me check. I want this. I don't feel like this is the right one. I want to double. Nope. Okay, it is. Never mind. It is. It is that. I don't know why it's called that, but that's just weird. Anyways, so yeah, weird that it's called that. I feel like it's called some. I feel like it should be called something else. So I don't know why it's called this. Don't ask me why. It's a super long name, but it's called. I'm glad they kicked me out from the heroes party, but why you're following me, great saintess? I really feel like that's really not the name, but we'll run with it. So, like I said before, with certain manga, stuff like that, the things I noticed that a lot I've been kind of getting into is the situation of like people getting kicked out of here, getting out of parties, and becoming like the OP characters. You know, either the heroes, different things. Like I've read all these different versions of them because of like their skill. Everybody's skills always like are trash or something that they don't understand and don't happen to like a certain situation, different things like that. So I've been getting more into those, and there's been a lot of them. The latest one I'm actually reading right now is because this person has an appraisal that turns out to be, you know, to see like their rankings and what they can be, like, you know, a blacksmith or an alchemist, different things like that, and see what the rankings is, and we'll go from there. So that's the one I'm actually listening to right now, which is actually good. I'm actually doing it. What is you? Oh, you stop! You want to see something funny, people? Watch this. funny, baby. Better now? You good? You good now? You good? Okay. So yeah, pretty much is one of those series I actually enjoy very much. And I like the fact of like getting to a lot of these series. There was one I actually checked out, and it was actually like he got kicked out of the party, but then like he wasn't mad about it because he like him and his best friend was actually like you're still cool with each other. They're like, it's nothing wrong against you or anything else, but I just want you to like go somewhere and actually try to, build your own nation, different things. So that, and it's like it was actually it was like it wasn't like something super bad, like, oh, the person that kicked you out is mean and wants to like, want revenge and see you do this and fail and that. No, he's like, no, I just want you to, just do your own thing. What's up? Now, this one actually I like the most because it's like the person's like, okay, cool, whatever, I'm fine with that. And then it just everything backfires whatsoever, and then you kind of understand the story behind like the first not episodes, but like first few chapters. He's like, all right, cool, whatever. I'll leave. I mean, whatever. You have fun with that. You do what you need to do. End of that. Call it a day. And then it starts an adventure, and then everybody's like, oh, this person is like the worst person in the world. He does this and that and the third. You're kicked out of these nations, and to find out that he's being accused for something that he's not, and it's a lot of things happening. It's hilarious. Like the website I'm on right now, that I have to figure out the name of the English. The English is so far behind compared to where I'm actually reading my stuff. And trust me, it is hilarious because we're getting to a lot more stuff happening, and it's just the certain family members are starting to make their appearances now, and certain party members are starting to show their feelings for a specific one person. So yeah, it's very interesting. And then plus, the main character has to fake a marriage in the process. So I'm like, oh, this is getting interesting. What's happening here? But the latest part is actually now it's a drinking contest. So it's kind of funny. So here's that. Now on to my final one. And wow, I can't believe it was taking this long. This first time I've actually gone long. So the final main manga or manhwa, and I don't need to. It's no surprise, no introductions or anything else, and it's something I have been preaching for the last couple episodes of Noonami. The flower blooms in Dignity is the flower in bloom. Wait, yeah, I always say this freaking name wrong. Let's get back to the original. Hey, hold still. Ow, what are you doing? Stop. Ow. Hey, what the? You need to stop. Where is it? God, this boy cannot stand still. He needs to move. As much as I want to put him down and let him walk around, I don't want him to touch cords and stuff because he's going to like do something that I'm not going to be happy about. And yeah, that's literally how I feel. Yeah, the fragrant flower blooms indignance is basically the last one, which is number one. Now, this one I have been reading the manga, and again, because of the fact that like I can't watch this anime and see the animation form and everything else, and it makes me mad. But as I'm reading it, the chapters are still growing, and I think they're coming in like every single day or every other day. And it's like if I'm where am I at right now in chapters? Because this thing has been a interesting hoot. Let me see. I think it's on the next page, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's either page 2 or page 3. Stop moving so I can click on stuff, buddy. Can I? Wow, is that actually page 4 then? Let me double check. Wow, really? What's going on here? I can't find it. There it is, page 5. So like right now, I'm on like chapter 120 is at 159, like 160. So it's like it's more coming, and it's like I'm like, yo, am I ever gonna get a chance to play catch up? But it's like it gets better and better, and it's like never changes. It's like because now where we're at right now in the manga, it's like, or where I'm at, it's like people are now trying to figure out what their history, what their goals are, like their futures. Basically, that's literally what we're looking at right now. It's the futures and what everybody's plan is for the future and stuff like that. So I'm not going to name names or anything else. I'm not going to spoil any more further. That's only the closest I can give you because that's really one of the biggest things that a good big portion of the chapters that I've been reading were basically understanding their futures and stuff like that and what their goals were. So yeah, I'm not going to go into complete giant details because I already said this multiple times in couple episodes. Like, this is in manga I have been reading from the start with the manhwa, and then actually stopped to a certain point, and I found the manga and actually read it, and it kept going, and it just kept getting better and better and better, and it's just still getting better, and I cannot stop reading it, and I need to read more, and it's like because a lot is happening right now. So there's that. But other than that, guys, that will be it for that. I think I'm just gonna do one trailer because I was gonna do 3 to 4 trailers, but I'll just do one for now. Maybe 2. Let me see. Because I kind of had a bunch, and I had like 4 trailers set up for you guys, but I was gonna end up doing 2. I think. Let me see. I want to make sure these are the 2 I want to do. Where are you? I think. Yeah, I'm gonna do 2. So I want to edit. I'm gonna change something real quick to make so we can actually have these ready. Let's do these 2. Let's do these 2. Let's bring this up. Refresh this real quick. Pause. I'll make sure it got updated. Make sure it's correct. Yep. Okay. Cool. So yeah, we're gonna do 2. We're actually gonna check out 2 trailers instead of like the 4. So let's get into this. Let me get to my trailer. Boom. All right. So the first trailer we're gonna be checking out is called "The Wong Dance." Funny how it's called. So let's check it out.
こういう喋り方だけど、気にしないで。
気にならないよ。
そこの景色はなんて感情、僕の感覚でいつも誰かを笑うたびに自分に返ってくるみたいでがっかりするんだ。
私もあんまり口で伝えるの得意じゃないから。
頑張って普通でいるくらいならやりたいことやって変でいいよ。
ダンスの理由一つ分かったよ。自由になれる感じがする。
Alright, so there's that. I may get flagged for this, so I'm just giving you guys heads up. So if I do get flagged for this one, yeah. Just giving you guys heads up. So if I do get flagged for this one because it's had music and stuff like that and show the artist stuff, so that's usually. But as I check out this trailer, already this is the second time I looked at this one. This actually looks very interesting. A dance anime. So, you know, I'm actually a big fan of like, you know, Stump the Yard and You Got Served and different things like that. And what's that other one show movie I like? Not Save the Last Dance. What is it called? Because it's like 3 parts. Is it 3? It's like 3 or 4 parts. I can't remember what it's called. I can't think of the name of it. Oh, hold still. Dancing baby. You dancing baby. Dang it. What is that other? Sorry, I gotta figure out now. It's like gonna bug me. Dance movies? And why is it in caps? I don't know why. Sorry, I'm just trying to see something here. Dance movie. I can't remember the name. I can't remember the name of the movie. Step Up. That's what it was. Yeah, that's what it was. Step Up. Yeah, like Step Up, Stump the Yard, You Got Served, you know, Footloose, Dirty Dancing, like those kind of animes. Honey, kind of, sort of. Yeah, so, chill. That hurt my neck. You made me hurt my neck, buddy. Chill. Nope. You're going to sit still. You're sitting still. Sit still. Oh yeah, the Save the Last Dance was on the list too. So yeah, like stuff like that. But I think the biggest one that basically stood me, like really got my attention, are basically it's Step Up, the Step Up series, You Got Served, and Stump the Yard. Those are the main 3 that actually got like love dance movies whatsoever. Footloose and Dirty Dancing definitely caught my attention. Those like good classics. But like Stump the Yard, Step Up, and Say the Last Dance, kind of, sort of. But yeah, Stump the Yard, Step Up, and You Got Served are definitely the ones that really stood out the most. So yeah, definitely can't wait to see this. I may get hit with a copyright because of this song that popped up with her. So this trailer, that part may get cut out, or it may mute the actual music and everything else for it. So just give me a heads up. So all right, on to the last trailer, my second trailer and last trailer. Let me make sure I got this up and running. All right, cool, we got it up. All right, so where's that? There it is. So all right, so on to the next trailer and basically be the last one because I had two more to go with this, but we're just going to stop with these two for now. So this one is actually called With You Our Love Will Make It Through. So here we go.
私の生活は今まですごく普通で一緒に超えちゃいましょう。そう、普通だった。
なあ、獣人来たってマジ怖え。
獣人喋った、触ったって冷たかった。
人間の学校は静かに学ばせてはくれないな。
ガラッと世界が変わんの俺は面白いと思うけどな。
つなぐ、迎えに来た。一緒に帰ろう。ありがとう。
人間にお礼とか初めて言われたから。
普通の私の視界が少し違うもので埋まってる。超えられそうかも。
外の学校行くって聞いてたけど、
優しい人間に出会えるのを祈ってるよ。
なんだこの感覚。
頑張って私気持ち溢れないで。
つなぐのこと好きなのかってなんで俺聞けねえんだろう。
友達をこれ以上傷つけたくない。もっと怖がる。
つなぐ変わった。辛い思いするの分かっててなんで手冷たいね。
学校だと緊張して冷えてるだけ。
私も温めるくらいはお手伝いできないかな。それは壁の向こう側。また一歩進む。
Ooh. All right. I was getting a little worried there, judging how like the whole animation and everything else when it showed like, oh, coming out in October. I was like, okay, and I thought it was gonna have like a Netflix logo. I was like, oh God, no. So I'm scared. Other than that, yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this. This looks interesting. Again, like I said, I'm a big fan of like all different genres, you know, action, adventures, dramas, you know, horror, mysteries, different things. So this is definitely gonna be something interesting to check out. So it's gonna be in October, so it'll give me time to watch the fragrant flower, the fragrant flower bloom indignance, and give me a chance to watch all that and then be ready for this because it should be coming ready for the fall season, so I'll have that ready to go. But yeah, so there's a couple other things I need to do, but yeah, this looks interesting. I definitely like it. Like again, I'm all around the board when it comes to animes. I like to give certain animes a chance whatsoever. So definitely, I can't wait to check this out whatsoever. But other than that, that'll be it for Noonami. Sorry again, this has actually been my longest one, almost 2 hours long. So you know, with Obadiah being how he is and giving me hugs and playing around and stuff, buddy? Yeah, he's been very more active lately. Usually when you guys see him, he usually pass out during halfway of the show or stuff, but no, he's been more active than normal because he's been very much moving. So yeah, he's been a walking baby. He's been walking around, he's been climbing upstairs and everything else. So yeah, it's been good. What are we looking at right now? So Vitaverse is actually on. I don't think he's not taking a break. As I was talking about earlier, with Vito, he has some internet problems at the moment right now. So his internet's back up and running. He didn't get it back up to Tuesday. He's kind of focusing a little bit more on the Vitoverse music right now. So that's why we didn't have a Vitoverse last week, because we had no internet. He didn't have no internet, and then I lost internet on Tuesday, or more likely Wednesday, and I didn't get it back till today. So we're basically up and running, so we're good. So that's happening there. So definitely, I think we may have a Vitoverse this week coming up. So definitely stay tuned for that. check it out and everything else. I think we're gonna be focusing on, I believe, like their topic was supposed to be focused on Comic-Con. That was basically it, because a lot of stuff came out of Comic-Con. That was gonna be our biggest goal on that. I think, if not, I think it's gonna be something else. So I have to find out what the goal or what we're gonna talk about for that. So definitely check that out next Friday at 9:30. So let's go on with that. So also check him out on the Videoverse Music, where I think he had a bunch of music he was going to check out. He has something else to bring. He has some new ones to bring up to the table. Why do you drop the binky? I don't like to do that. Where'd it go? Oh, it's over there. Dang it. All right, my son does these things. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, you're not getting this because it's on the floor and on the carpet. So you got to wait. I got to wash it off. Ow. Sorry, you dropped it. Yes, all this is actually from him. All this drawing stuff from him. Hey, you dropped it. That's your fault. Yeah. Shh. No binky. We gotta clean it. Hey. And you're not gonna suck on my finger. No. 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 Gimme. No. No. Yeah. So yeah, definitely. There'll be some more news on that whatsoever. So the Sandstorm Sandstorm Rebirth, or the Sandstorm show, or Sandstorm Rebirth. This kid is funny. Yeah, buddy. You want to talk about it? What about the Sandstorm show? Wait, what's up with the Sandstorm show? Was it? Oh, wait. Huh? Is it every Saturday at 7? Huh? Is it on every Saturday? Hey, it's on every Saturday at 7? Huh? I think that's a yes. So yeah, the Sandstorm show every Saturday at 7. So I believe the next topic is gonna be more on the, I think it's the Switch 2, and I think they did last time, I think it was on the Direct they had last time. So I don't know what the topic is, but I know it's gonna be more focused on Nintendo, what's going on with them and the whole 9 yards and what to prepare for it. So definitely check out Sandstorm, Vito, Action Jack and Geronimo. Check them out, and sometimes you may catch me there as well. So went over that as well. So sometimes you may see me there, you may not. It just depends on the situation and my time and stuff I got to do, because usually the day I have him on the weekends, I pretty much have to be, it's family time. So I got to do what I can. So I may make a rare appearance and say what's up and put in my not say 2 cents, but put in, my inputs on certain things depending on the topic. You having fun, everybody? You having fun? No, you're not having fun? You're just shaking your head just for no reason? Really? You want to show people what you're doing? Here, show people what you're doing. Want to shake your head? See? Yeah. So yeah, definitely that. Oh yeah, and then on my end, definitely check it out. Like I say, every other Friday, definitely Noonami. Episode 20, we're basically gonna be having a special on that one. We're gonna be doing some, since we're in our 20th episode. I'm going to be actually doing some trivia. We're going to do some trivias, and basically, I think the topic on trivia is going to be focused on Gundam, or either going to be mechs, or going to be actually mechs or Gundams in general. So it's like either every type of mech, which is going to be like Gundam to Macross, different things like that, or we're just going to stick to just Gundam itself. So I gotta definitely look on YouTube and find some trivia on that, and hopefully we go into that. Hope I can get Sandstorm and Vito and a couple other people just to have fun with this and go into the concept of that. I am also still working on streaming. I'm still working on 2 games. I kind of been behind on doing Shadow Labyrinth. I'm hoping to do a little bit more of that down the road. And also, like I said, I am still working on the Liza P DLC as well. So we definitely got those working in the pipe. But as Ymira has been kind of taking a little bit of my time, actually off stream and everything else that's been coming, I kind of am trying to work on it. If I actually do finish Liza P, like if I do finish really. If I actually do finish the DLC for Liza P, I will actually do the final boss again. If you guys see me play last time, the final boss is actually the nameless puppet. I will actually try to beat the final boss again with the new weapons from the DLC and see how that plays out. And then I may, if I do get a chance, I may actually try a new game, which is called I debate on it. This is just a debate, and this is actually, I haven't really decided yet. It's gonna be Wuchan. Wuchan is basically kind of like the same Dark Souls kind of situation. Kind of has that same feel like Liza P. The same what I heard from stuff like that. So I may actually play a little bit of it first to see if I am gonna stream it or not, and redo it all over from the start. It just depends because there are certain copyrights I feel like it's going to end up happening, and I might get flagged and stuff, and I don't want to get my channel flagged. So they're, I just trying to play things safely. But yeah, Liza P right now is going to be still my work in progress. Hopefully, I might do some tonight. If not, I may actually do it tomorrow, just depending on the situation. Really? Really? This kid. This kid. Hi. Stop the growling. Stop the growling. Yeah, guy, yeah. All right. But other than that, guys, I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you all for coming. Again, if you guys like everything we talked about with her, definitely leave a comment down below. Tell me how I'm doing, everything else. I am not mad on anything. If you guys say if I'm doing something wrong, do something right, do this, try to work this out, I will do the best of my abilities to actually do what I can, especially since I am a father who has one that's going to be actually having another one very soon. And that's going to be like in March. So the second one will be here in March. So he may have a big brother or sister. We don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens in a couple of weeks. I'll keep you guys an update on that part too, to let you know what the game plan will be and the future, and give you the future. And definitely keep a lookout on the Noonami and the Nami dojo and Nodo dojo, because I am actually going to be doing some changes. Do a new intro for Nodo dojo compared to what I have for this one, and then redoing one for Noonami as well, and actually work on a project that I'm going to do for Noonami World. I have decided. I had discussion with Vito about it, and I have to kind of get time to play with a bunch of programs and stuff. So we'll see how it goes. Other than that, guys, I will definitely catch you guys in the new one. Catch you guys in the next one. Until then, peace. Say bye, buddy. Say bye. Say bye. Bye, 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 bye. Bye, bye. Trying to get him to say bye. Hi. All right. See you guys.